Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. So today we're going to look at your magic, Pisces. But more than that, we're going to look at the abundance that's still waiting for you, that is still very much a part of you right now. The thing is, Pisces, is that you may be grieving the time that's been lost. But in the grieving process, there's a lot that can be gained. So we're going to start with the Ten of Pentacles. We're going to look at this card in this reading, and later on I will be doing a reading for the grieving card. So if you would like to hear what this reading has to say later on, please make sure to subscribe. Today is the day of magic, and your abundance is completely attainable, and probably always has been, because we were talking a lot about self-abundance, okay? And you need not take too much time in your life to grieve. We're going to look at that later on the time that was lost, because it was necessary. They keep repeating that over and over again all week long. It's almost like you need to be reminded that whatever came before was there for a specific reason, Pisces, to help you along, to teach you what needed to be taught. Some of that could be ancestor wisdom, spiritual wisdom. We grow into everything that we come into. And it's not an uncommon thing. The one thing that I have noticed is how many people, either they stay with their heads in the sand till the day they die, or some people, especially older generation people, as they go along, seem to get wiser and smarter, and, I don't know, seem to find a lot more peace and a sense of focus in their lives. And so you are in very good company if you're somebody who's crawling along and thinking, oh, it seems like I'm always learning something. And then sometimes thinking, wow, it took a long time to learn certain things. You're in very good company. Abundance comes to us almost like a rite of passage. Things that we need to, the bumps that we need to hit in the road along the way to gain the insight, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the self-confidence to heal old wounds and to really make and leave a mark in our lives that resounds importantly to us. Not only we spend a lot of time thinking how we can leave our mark in the world, forgetting that we need to leave that mark within us before we can put it out there. Okay? So I'm going to, as I've done all week, take from the Oracle of the Fairies. And I'm going to, I hope that you've been enjoying the music, the bird song, as well as that I have been putting on these days. I'm trying to choose from different places. I just find it as very calming. Divination. Okay. So, this says, embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. So if you're feeling the pull towards meditation, towards shamanic drumming, there could be crystal magic that you're doing, there could be a flame, what do they call that when you focus on the flame? You could have walking meditations, you could be, I don't know, through songs, through you name it, okay? I know I'm missing so much here. Reading tarot, okay? Anything that you're doing right now, that helps you focus your energy on finding peace, answers, and focus is something that will greatly help you bring in abundance. All week it's been talking about how to focus on the positive in your life, how to bring that focus in, and how to utilize it. Because the more positive you focus on, the best results you are going to get, especially when it comes to divination, because those are the ones that connect spirit with us. It's almost like it breaches the barriers that somehow physically we sometimes have a hard time with, because we can focus our energy on something and then just really think about it. There's also creative writing, drawing or painting or sketching. That all takes your focus. Your mind is concentrated on something other than the meanderings of the mind, and it gives us a break enough to make a straight connection. So please take the time to do it as many times, as much as you can. Nature, walking in nature, very good as well. Brings in all that focus, stops the mind from going, haywire, because that's what I feel. I feel sometimes our mind works so fast and it goes everywhere that it's just kind of touching everything all at once, but not focusing on anything in particular, and that's the important part of what we're missing. Alright, so I'm going to pull some tarot here for you. So, they've touched on abundance, they've touched on divination, the fact that as well, gratitude for what you have is always a great key into tapping into all that that wealth of being. It's not just wealth on the outside, it's wealth on the inside. Okay? Wheel of Fortune. It's in reverse. It's probably one of the cards that I really don't care whether it's in reverse or not, because the Wheel of Fortune spins, and sometimes you're at the bottom and sometimes you're at the top. And in this one, he's actually at the top. So, this figure. You know what? It doesn't really matter. The wheel spins, and the only safe place that you can be is at the center of yourself. So I'm going to say that for this card. And that message has been coming across very much in the last week. The center is the key to everything that you do. When you only live of the mind or any other chakra, just in the fear of the base chakra and trying to overpower with the solar plexus or the sacral chakra, in trying to scream or talk so much without saying a word with the voice chakra, in trying to connect to spirit without balancing the rest of the chakras, and closing off the heart especially, you're just not really tapping into anything. So you have to center all of them, but especially the heart center, the love. It's as old as time, and it's been preached and kind of repeated through songs over and over again, that the heart of you, the emotional core of you, is always at the center of what needs to be done, is what you can carry with you in energy, and how you can open yourself up to the world. There's a reason why spiritually that message has been being broadcast over and over through time. All you need is love. Love does a lot, okay? So try to stick to the center of you and try to balance out all the other chakras to make sure that when that wheel is spinning, whether it's spinning in your favor or just spinning, that you are right in the middle, so you don't get thrown off or shot up, okay? if you're able to keep this momentum, if you're able to keep in the positive, you'll definitely be going on a brand new journey, something that you may have not felt before. This feels different than the last cycles, definitely. This feels like you are leaping into the unknown, but it's just simply because you're not repeating the same thing again. Because you're not the same old you that you started out with in the last cycle. There's a lot of things that have been cleaned out and packed off, and I don't know. There's a lot. I feel that there's a lot of you. Some of you may have had a total shift of who you perceived you were before. You're going into a brand new day. Okay? And as I used to like say in another video, in a brand new way of seeing things. And that includes you as well. You wake up in the morning, and yes, you're looking at the same, probably somebody very similar to what you used to look like. But when you look at that reflection, you see somebody very different. And it's kind of incredible and miraculous just at that. Okay? To see yourself from one point of view into a much more positive point of view can bring on this just by itself. So imagine what else it can do in the future. I feel you've thrown away a lot of the stuff from before. There's still remnants, Pisces, but I don't feel that it's the same. There's a star. There's the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. I was talking about the chakras being in line, and there they are, the 7 chakras. And your goal in mind. And you being in balance. The star is a very cool card to get. It's the card of hope. It's the card of peace and renewal. It's the card of optimism and illumination. Okay? It's you are very optimistic about this fresh start. And I'd say that it's the darkness, the dawning of a new day after one of the darkest days, but I don't really feel that. I feel that this is just something that was meant to come in your path at this time to balance you out, and you did the work, okay? You've been through the stuff, and the stuff that you've been through, maybe some of the negative, the not so tasteful stuff that has happened in your life, has kept you on a journey of status quo for a very long time. But I feel now that you've started to do the work, you realize that even though some of it difficult, not impossible to do, it's brought you a great sense of balance. These beautiful pentacles. Okay, you have 6, but in his hand he's given. It's almost like that last thing was almost like the heart center of you, ready to give and receive. Okay, these are the other 6 chakras, and the giving and receiving was the heart of you. All the work that you did, the most important part was opening up that center. And when you did, a lot of things kind of clicked into place. Made a lot of sense. The devil. Restrictions. Yeah. You're finally freeing yourself from that. That status quo. That cycle of frustration, of stuck. You're freeing yourself. How do you do it? Moving ahead. Finally launching. Going forward. You finally release these chains. He's come out a lot this week, and he's talking all about the stuff that has kept you down, which for the most part had to do with you. It's like something happens in your life and shows you that when this thing happens, well, then that can be bad. And then you start that relationship with yourself of always checking yourself on what you're doing. And it develops the pattern of you staying stuck. And you do it willingly. You shake hands with the devil of restriction because it feels safe there. But it's still dark. And it's not a place you want to be. The Three of Wands is showing me that you're putting things into motion to change that road. I feel that this week, Pisces, it's all been messages about letting you know that Spirit knows where you've been. They don't want you to blame yourself, but they want you to understand how this happened so that you don't do it again. So that you can free yourself faster and with more ease next time something triggers this in you. Okay? I think that is that's the main message. They don't want you to feel bad about it. They want you to know that things happen for a reason. That you do gain wisdom and knowledge. But they want you to feel that abundance and hold on to it this time. It's not something that's fleeting, that comes and goes in your life. It's something that is there. All you need to do is feed the right energy. That's it. And when you do, so much more can come out. So much more comes back to you. Okay? Yeah. It's time to leave the past behind. It's time to go near brighter horizons and happier places. This is all behind you. The only time you should ever bring that back is to remember fondly great memories, wonderful people, the great energies that you dispensed back then. And if there's memories that cloud your mind about the past that are not so wonderful, try to think of what you learn and the wisdom that was taught from each thing that happened and how that made you stronger and better now. Okay? All right, my beautiful Pisces. Well, I think I'm going to end this one here. And I'm going to come back with the grieving card, like I said. We're going to take a good look at that. Thank you to everybody who's joined Patreon, who's joined YouTube, and been part of the community, and commenting on the videos. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to leave you with this. And I'm going to go meditate before I do the grieving card, because I feel there's more there to be told. And I'm sure Spirit wants to do it with all the love in their heart and all the energy that they can impart on you. This week is all about looking back one last time to make sure that you're okay. To make sure that you know that you shouldn't regret a thing. Everything happens for a reason. I don't believe in coincidences, and I don't think you should either. Everything happens for a reason. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings, Pisces.